guys. This trick makes all the difference when you're putting in a leveling kit or a lift kit. Let's go ahead and look at our struts. So as you can see, this is why we're replacing it. Our old ones are leaking. So they're in really bad shape. They're leaking fluid. They're not able to hold the proper pressure. Our brand new ones look really nice. Also, you'll notice something added up here. Let's talk about what this is. So, this is our leveling kit. This is a 2-inch spacer bolted into the stock pattern. And I did, because I'm only doing 2-inch, guys, I did have to trim off the nub right here. There's no thread here, so I don't need it, but I had to trim the nub off of all 3 of these. That way I could run the bolts in and this plate would sit flush up in the horn that I showed you guys. So once I get those on there and bolted down and I tighten that up, that part of this lift is done. But there's a trick here, guys. The trick is right here. I added these washers. These are grade 8 washers. And they're meant to hold the pressure of being sandwiched really hard. So I used these to space away this spacer from the top of the strut. You guys might ask, why did I do that? Well, there's a simple reason. When I took the old ones out, there was a lot of dirt and debris. Trapped inside that strut. That happens because inside here, it gets tight. You get all the fling from the tires, and that dirt, sand, and debris gets trapped in there with no way to wash it out. Well, if I add these, I can actually wash down inside there and wash out all the sand and debris. That gives me a little bit of space to keep my suspension clean in the future. Now, let's say you don't plan on doing a whole lot of off-roading. You don't do a lot of gravel roads, so you don't get a lot of dust. You may not need to do this trick. You could probably put the plate on it, put everything on, slide it up in there, and you'd be good. Where you run into the problems, though, is if you do a lot of gravel driving, you do a lot of off-roading, or you get mud up in there, you need to wash that stuff out. Because you could actually rust the top of your strut tower out if that stuff stays trapped in there. Now, that does take a long time, I know, but if you can make your life a little easier, why wouldn't you? And being able to wash that out makes that possible. Also, when you have more metal trapped in tight, what can happen is this will rust faster if things get in between here. So sometimes you want to keep a clean surface in here, but you do need to put some protection on that horn, and we're going to be doing that in the next video, guys. I'm going to talk to you guys about how to get in there, put on a durable undercoating that you can really trust will do the job properly. Let's explain the pitfall of doing these spacers. What most people don't realize is you can't just bolt that spacer onto your strut and slide it in. It's a little bit more complicated than that. That's really what this video is about, guys. It took me a little bit to get here. I wanted to explain the spacer, why we're doing what we're doing, adding the washers, keeping it clean. Those are all good things. But none of that matters if you can't get the strut in right the first time. Let's look at our 2 struts here, guys. So our first strut, if we look at the position of this pad, it is slightly kicked out, meaning that it's slightly kicked out towards the tire. And that's where that bolt is, meaning that bolt, the one up here, the front one, and that bottom post need to be going this way. When you put that spacer on it, you flip. So now it's opposite. This is kicked away, and that bolt is in the back because it rotates the bolt pattern. If you guys look, see how it rotated the bolt pattern? It did that because we put the spacer on it. So we need to get this post back facing the right way. In order to do that, we need to compress this spring. We do it with those, and we draw this suspension down until this is loose enough that we can rotate this and line it up. So on my stock ones, this green dot was in line with this bolt here, which was for the stock. It would have been this bolt here, the stock one. But when I put the plate on, we're flipping the bolt pattern. So we need to flip it 180 degrees. And now these and this needs to line up with that bolt. Why do I say all that? If you just try to ram it in there with that post facing the wrong way, you're going to damage the lower bushing and could potentially wreck the seals and bushings inside the strut, causing your new strut to leak, causing your new strut to fail early. If you don't correct this before it goes in, sometimes it is almost impossible to install the strut. What can happen is you'll bolt the bottom in, but you can't shove the top back hard enough to get it to line up. If you find yourself pushing hard to put that strut in, that's a problem. That means that the bottom bushing is not turning, and it's not supposed to. That bottom bushing is actually supposed to hold tight. It's designed to be at a certain position. And when you're forcing it, you're actually trying to do the opposite of what it's designed to do. You're putting preload on that bushing, and that's not what it's supposed to do. So guys, make sure if you're doing one of these leveling kits or lift kits, you rotate your bottom so that it is actually facing the right way. Make sure you rotate the bottom of this strut so that you're keeping the same alignment, guys. That's what we're going after. This was the stock one. This pad slightly kicked out. That's our center bolt. We need it to stay the same. Slightly kicked out, center bolt. You do that and you will have a successful repair on any lift kit or leveling kit. Not doing this will actually damage the new strut. Guys, I want to say thank you for all the support. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.